Il y en avait un qui avait déjà un temps.
Carrément, c'est ce que je me disais, il avait un temps et une vitesse.
Ok. Patricia. Ok, on a Gérald à l'antenne, on va pouvoir lancer Patricia et Noé pour le mot de bienvenue. Mot de bienvenue, quand tu veux, 3, 2, 1, c'est parti Patricia.
Hi, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the 12th edition of the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. It's been a long journey for all of the teams that are here, and we are here to try and put their performances into light. I'm Pat, and I will be one of the two commentators, together with Noé.
And my name is Noé, I'm the second commentator, and I'm going to be to bring a technical point of view on everything. And I'm really excited to be here with you today, Patricia.
Yeah, it's good because it's a very unique event. One of the unique aspects is that you have an interaction between the students from all over the world and also professionals in the yachting industry. And this is why it's so important to have a young engineer as well with me here.
And I'm really glad to be here. It's really interesting to see all these young guys bring a new energy, a young energy, compete in this place that is really amazing and beautiful. So we are really glad to be here today, both of us.
And it's not the first time, as I said. It's the 12th edition with 42 teams this time. We'll come back to that in a few moments. And when you look at the evolution, it evolves quite quickly in this event. It all started in 2014 with a solar class, and there were 23 teams and 10 nationalities. Moving to 2015,
they had this time 15 teams and 6 nationalities. And then in 2016,
yeah, the solar class, offshore class, and 15 teams. You see that 6 nationalities. But then it's in 2017. I have the impression that you have a big move.
Yeah, a big leap was taken because this time you had 21 teams, so 6 more teams, 2 more nationalities, so you have 8 nationalities, and still the offshore class. And loads of industrial were invited to showcase innovation for the first time.
In 2018, you had 3 classes, the solar class, the energy class, and the offshore class. And if I remember correctly, the energy, it was to make sure that they could use hydrogen for the first time with 30 teams and 10 nationalities.
So in 2019, there was a real increase in the level because it was the first team actually using hydrogen while the competition. They were a new exhibition for startups, boat builders, and innovative project. Plus conferences, job dating was introduced, and there was still the solar class, energy class, offshore class, and this time you had 34 teams, with 2 of them using hydrogen, and 14 nationalities.
Yeah, we see that it really evolves very quickly. I believe that 2020 was a little bit special. You all remember 2020 was a special, a different year, and therefore the event was fully online with the offshore class that becomes the open sea class, and we'll come back to all those classes a little bit later, right, to explain you exactly what they are. And it was then made to better reflect the participating boats that were already on the market. Again, solar class, energy class, open sea with 18 teams and 12 nationalities, which is very good in these special days.
So in 2021, it was the first time that they introduced the Green H2 production pontoon, and it was the first boat to refuel in Monaco with hydrogen. This year, there was 32 teams, with 6 of them using hydrogen and 17 nationalities. It's like 5 more compared to last year.
Yeah, and it continues increasing with 2022 solar class, energy class, open sea class, 35 teams, of which 7 were using hydrogen, 20 nationalities and electric boats on the sea.
And in 2023 there was still the solar class, energy class, the open sea class, this time 46 teams, with 7 of them using hydrogen, 25 nationalities and 54 electric boats on the sea.
2024, more than 50 teams, 25 nationalities, solar class, energy class, open sea, and Sea Lab class. So
For
a
the
new
first
one
time.
again. We'll come to it a little bit later.
And this year, 2025, is maybe one of the biggest gap, introducing the AI class in the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge.
And that's why this edition is called Enter the New Era.
Wonderful.
And on the screen you can see that some of the teams are already doing their qualifying laps there. But I believe we will first introduce to you the different classes.
Vous voyez pas les classes là-haut?
Non.
Il voit pas les classes là-haut. Comment passer les classes là-haut? Pourquoi il les voit pas?
And there we are with the 2025 participants in the energy class. This class was launched in 2018 and it invites teams to design not only an innovative cockpit but also the most efficient and sustainable propulsion system, so exclusively powered by green energy sources. There is a speciality there because it's the Yacht Club of Monaco which provides all the participants with a standardized catamaran hull so that they concentrate their efforts on enhancing propulsion efficiency and optimizing cockpit functionalities. And you will see throughout the days that there are very different ways to build a cockpit.
Then you have the AI class.
And we would have liked to, yeah, there you are. You
there
have
we
the
have
classes again. And
The 2025 participants.
yeah, this is still the energy class with all the participants there. You can see that they have several propulsion possibilities. And
now we switch to AI class. All right, so
AI online.
all right, so the AI class is launched this year in 2025, and this category is for autonomous vessels under 12 meters, powered exclusively by zero-emission technologies. Each boat must be equipped with high-precision sensors and onboard AI system, capable of fully autonomous navigation. Compliance with the official technical regulation is mandatory, of course, and validated by the technical committee before the race.
Le suivant, ça sera open sea.
And you can see that the objective is to power sustainable developments through AI. So really, the Yacht Club of Monaco is going into this new era that we see everywhere, which is sometimes a little bit frightening, I must say, as an older one, but also so interesting. And 4 participants this year with 4 different countries, but we're sure that this will be much more in the coming years. We have there Adria Innovamare, Association of Applied Technical Science of Croatia, the AGH Solar Boat team from the University of Krakow, so Poland, BME Solar Boat team with Budapesti, Musakes, Gadjatur, Mestic, Echitem, from Hungary, and U Antwerp from the University of Antwerp.
Now we are going to switch to Sea Lab class and explain you this category. Alright, so in the open sea class, let's switch to open sea class. So this category includes battery and hydrogen electric boats that are already on the market or about to enter the market. This class stands out with open sea trials designed to assist range, reliability and safety under real navigation conditions. The 2025 participants will be AS La Bruna SLR from Italy. They're showcasing the ACE 640 boat. Then you have the Dama Blue from Dama Blue. They are showcasing some hydrogen-powered boat. They are from Spain.
Evoy Vita from Norway with the AXE25.
Then you have the Evoy Vita Seal from Poland.
No, Monaco.
From
Again, another Evoy Vita with a sea dock. So you have a seal and a sea dock.
Then you have a collaboration between Frauscher Boats and Porsche.
Le Yacht Motor Club de France with more formula.
The Sealance SPA SB boat from Sea Lab from Italy.
Coming from Finland, Valkama Watercrafts with Picnic Cruiser, quite a nice name.
And we have the Whisper EF overboat from France.
And from the Netherlands, XNRG Tech with the Energy X63. And this class was launched in 2016, so it's already a little bit longer.
Et on va finir sur Silab. Let's go pour Silab.
And the fourth category is the Sea Lab class, where we have 6 countries, 7 teams, and yeah, there are some very specific regulations for this, like for instance that the boat
Là, on est sur le carton.
can be up to 12 meters. It was launched only last year, so
Yeah.
again, a quite new one, and that's probably why we have these 6 countries. It can be, the propulsion systems can be electric, green methanol, and hydrogen. And of course, we can only have zero emission propulsion, which means that green methanol can only be used if there is a carbon capture on board. The 6 participants are from UK, Heriot-Watt University, Scotland,
Then you have the Inocel team from France.
Après la fin de ce
Red Wave, University of Bologna,
une transition sur
The Swiss Solar Boat from EPFL from Switzerland.
Team Scotland +0, so UK,
And then Técnico Solar Boat from Portugal and the Instituto Superior Técnico.
and the Netherlands with 2 Delft Hydromotion team. So that was in a nutshell, but we'll have time enough to come back to all of these, because there will be several possibilities for the teams to show their capabilities.
So I'm really looking forward to the Sea Lab class because they are only prototypes, which is important to say, and they are really developing new technologies, innovation, and it's a very, very big research and development team around every boat.
Yeah.
So really excited to see all of this.
I believe that all of them are really doing big jobs.
Yeah,
When
of
you
course.
see they were all working quite late. The first step in this competition was the technical steps. And so there were 3 different steps they had to go through. The very first one was an administrative check,
Yeah, of
which
course.
is always important. Not the most funny one, but important. Then a technical check on the ground, on the quay. And then a technical check on the water. And normally they should have stopped yesterday at 5, but because some of the boats were not really okay from the technical point of view, there was an extended deadline until today at 10. Can you imagine the night they have passed, these poor
So
people?
much stress.
They
so
must
much
have
stress.
worked through the night to get everything ready, and we really look forward to seeing them in action.
Yeah,
And
because
talking of action,
yeah.
we have there the first
Wow.
first race, yeah.
So we have the qualification laps. Every team is going to compete. The main goal is to turn around the buoys as fast as possible to have the classification depending on the time that they do.
And the classification is an important step. You could say, okay, it's only qualif, but it's like in Formula One. Being in Monaco, we have to talk about Formula One. It's the qualification will give you not your position on the grid here, but it will give you the position to start in the championship, which is the most important race, I would say.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is even if you have some technical problems here, you can still be the winner, because the
Absolutely.
qualifying will give you a position, but then afterwards there will be knockout rounds.
Knockout round.
And even being the last one, you can go to the next round and the next round and the next one until the final. The only thing is that if you are the last one, you will have to do a lot of rounds
Yeah,
before going there. But unfortunately there we have a problem, I see, for one of the boats.
I think it's e-propulsion from Uniboat Biscaya.
Yeah, and unfortunately they are with the security boat. Can we see whether they already did a qualifying lap? Because that would be really good.
No, it's still running. So
yeah,
I
it's
don't
still
think-
running, so they didn't finish a complete one.
It's already the second team who's been taken away by the safety boat. We have one this morning. We had one this morning with the team from Nantes, Polyboat, with that they had a technical problem, technical issues, and they still have 3 hours left to be able to race. So
Yeah.
good luck to them.
Yeah, because you might think, why do they have so much time to do this? But it's really important, because you see that some of them might have technical problems. Now they can come back to the quay and they can again try to do these qualifying laps. And for a certain time there we have followed the boat from Denmark, from DTU, Floating Forward. Love the name, Floating Forward. It's really a very good name, because that's what they are doing. They're going forward in the way they are sailing, as they say here, but also because they're forward in technology. And we're back with Croatia.
Adria
Look at
Racing.
this.
What speed? Oh my god. 17 knots.
Yeah. Maybe we should explain what a knot is, no?
Yeah, yeah.
When we speak about sailing and so on, we have nautical miles, which is not the same as another mile, and it's 1.852 kilometers, and a knot is a speed that corresponds to 1 nautical mile per hour.
Yeah, so,
So-
1.8
Yeah.
mile per hour.
There we
Very-
are again
very
with the
impressive.
Dutch, with the Danish.
DTU float forward. Very impressive. Very fast boats.
And Messina from Università degli Studi di Messina taking quite impressive turns.
Yeah,
They're
but-
really good at this.
Yeah, yeah, but they
when
are
you see
really
these
close.
boats running, it is good.
Yeah, I don't know what is their strategy. Do they want to pass really close to the buoy, or take a big turn to don't like to just keep the same speed all the way along?
Actually, the time is taken when they start here in front of this big buoy and when they come back. So it's important to go as fast as possible at the beginning of the turn at
Yeah.
least, because that's where your time is. And again, if you look at, if you do the comparison with F1, when they come, they do the first lap, it doesn't count because they come out of the paddock, you
Yeah.
could say. They do a first lap and it enables them to take
up.
some, to feel the water as well.
Yeah.
Because it's not only about being able to have a boat that goes fast, but you also have waves. It's open, and then they are again clocked when they pass the same line. So the start and the finish line are exactly the same.
So already we have really impressive times. For now is University of Bologna, the Agronauts team, that is first with the 48-second lap. Really impressive. 28.4 knots. Wow.
Yeah, and the Italians seem to do well, because the second one is also an Italian team, Elettra.
From the University of Genova. Then you have the Adria Racing team. They already went 3 times and have classified 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, but didn't we see one of them going in just now?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. So let's see what comes. But
Oh,
even if you
this is
only,
Croatia.
yeah, if you only did one lap, it doesn't matter if it's a good one, and maybe it's a good. Some of them don't want to do too many. They would just want to see how it is going, and then come back, change something,
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
back. So it is a really technical, but also tactical way of competing.
Yes, so for now we can say that the classification doesn't mean a lot because they are just adjusting. It's like a warm-up for now. Not all teams are in the water for the moment. They are seeing if there is a lot of traffic, what strategy to take.
Yeah, but it seems that most of them are already there. Right? There are 20 boats normally. I hope all of them passed the technical check. We didn't have that information yet, but we really hope because of all the efforts they've put into this. And so we will see in a little while whether we have those 20 boats on the water. Not all of them together, which is also good, because if you have too many boats, you might be hindered by something.
Yeah. A lot of traffic, you're not able to go as fast as possible. Now we can see Electra Unige going really, really fast.
And they are second for the moment. They have the second best time at the moment, so they are quite good there. And yeah, some of them still turning, others taking a little break. And I would say come and join all the fans that are here on the digue so that you can see them.
Now you have Adria Racing Team going again, wanting to improve their timing.
And DTU that just arrives, and the turn was a little bit slow,
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
say.
They're warming up.
And maybe while we are waiting for some new images
Yeah.
here, can you explain us a little bit more about this class, what the propulsion is? Because we heard that there was this Toroidal.
Toroidal
Yeah.
propulsion system. So, to be quite simple, to keep it quite simple, the toroidal propulsion system is a propeller with ring-shaped blades. So the goal of this propeller is to reduce cavitation, which makes it more efficient, and most of all reduces noise. So it makes no noise pollution for the underwater life.
And that's also important because we always think about emissions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the SDGs, there is much more than this. So
Absolutely.
it's a nice way of doing this.
It's not only about carbon footprint.
No, not
in this.
only.
And you can see that, well, even if it's not really showcased, at least 50% of the energy class team has at least tried to develop a toroidal propeller because of its benefits. It's really maybe the propeller of the future.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But only 3 are using it.
Are using
So,
it because
yeah.
it's really hard to manufacture because of its strange shape. You can 3D print it, but it lacks resistance, so it's new challenges, and or you can machine it with milling machines and all this kind of stuff, but it costs a lot of money. It's hard to build, to be frank with you guys, and for these universities to be able to build 3 of them to make it work, it's really, really impressive.
You need 3.
3?
I know 3 that
Yeah.
made it, but
yeah, 3 of
it's
them.
only
Yeah.
I understood it differently.
No, sorry.
We see here the boat from Croatia, and this is Adria Racing. They have more than one boat, but this one is done by the Association of Applied Technical Science. This is their 5th participation already in this, and it's a new boat that they are using. And they used some of the information from the previous one.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they finished second last year in the energy class. So we will have to look them, and I'm looking forward to see how they classify during this qualification laps.
Yeah, and they're also doing what this Monaco Energy Boat Challenge wants to do, because they collaborate very closely with external partners, with universities, with industry professionals, so that they have their support and they have more resources to be able to do this.
Yeah, we've been able to see many support sponsors during this event. I'm thinking about most of all SBM Offshore, who's sponsoring a few teams, Sea Shakti from India, and also Polytech Nantes. Really active, bringing solution when the teams are a bit struggling. They are really present, so a very big thanks to SBM Offshore for all this work.
There is also an interesting thing. Oh, but maybe we should look at this. It's a boat that's going on the water or coming back from the water, but we can't clearly see the number. And we are now looking at a UK boat who is waiting.
I think it's Cambridge.
Yeah, waiting for taking.
Waiting to
their,
begin, probably
yeah,
have
to
space.
take their turn. And going out of the paddock, yeah, University of Cambridge, well known for rowing,
Oh, yeah.
but they also here with another type of boat.
En Espagne, il y a un problème de surchauffe, par exemple.
Oh, I think we have overheating problem for the Spanish team from Biscaya. It's the team that we saw getting back in the marina with the safety boat quarter an hour ago.
Yeah, and it's a project with a multidisciplinary team from the Bilbao School of Engineering. And there are different fields of engineering that are integrated here. And they really want to have the ultimate vision, which is to create a team where students from diverse backgrounds converge with a shared ambition. And it is to create a competitive, innovative and sustainable boat.
I'm coming back on the technical point of view, but they need to be really careful during this competition about overheating, because we have many electrical motors. The battery can't overheat because it can cause explosion, fumes, noxious fumes, so they need to be really, really careful for the pilot specifically.
But fortunately, there's a lot of security here as well.
Yeah.
On the boat, there are two elements of security which are obligatory, and one is a kill cord, which is attached to the pilot and which stops the boat in case the pilot falls into the water. And there is also an emergency stop button. So if they see, they have a lot of information also on the team on the ground. And if they see something, they can immediately stop it.
Yeah, of course. So every team is communicating the data to the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge live. So they can be able to just keep a look on the battery temperatures, motor temperatures, and make sure that the safety of the pilot is well looked after.
Yeah, and security is really high. We saw that there were even training for all the participants, which is compulsory to be able to extinguish a fire. I really hope we will not need it, but it's always better to do it preventively, so that people are trained to do it, because it's not that obvious.
No, absolutely not. It was kind of funny scene to watch from the dock, but during the sea test, they had to basically check the maneuvers, if they were able to go port or starboard. But basically the last step was to check if the pilot could just jump very quickly, if the kill switch worked. So the last step is to just throw big loads of water onto the pilot and watch him jump in the water. So some of them tried to be a bit gymnastics. They dived into the water head first.
It must have been good, because with the heat here, they must have appreciated it.
Yeah.
And these pilots, they have such an important role as well in this. Everybody has an important role, but they have so much pressure on their shoulder, because they're the ones who will do this for everybody.
Right. I thought Abdura Racing had a technical problem, but they maybe just stopped.
Yes,
they have a problem.
Look, they have a problem. They're waving with the red flag to ask for some help. Adria Racing, And yeah, they took a buoy with them, it seems.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they went a little bit too close to the buoy and they took it with them. This is Qatar, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's Qatar, yeah.
Yeah. And Qatar is Sambuk Racing. It's their very first participation, and it's a student-led team from the Qatar University College of Engineering that is dedicated to advancing sustainable marine technology. Oh, you can see that it's hot.
Est-ce que tu peux nous expliquer?
Really
Can you
hot,
explain?
and they will
Can you
be
explain us what's happening with the Spanish team on the boat?
Yeah, so we started the qualify, right? So we were like making our first lap over there. So in the turn back, the engine like got heated, got over like 60 degrees or something. An error occurred on this engine and system. So the motor suddenly stopped, you know, and we got told back like to get back on the pit and on the paddock. So we will be working on that now. Hope we get like some time now to fix those problems. Probably see what was the main error, like what made that engine overheat on that lap, and probably get a good lap out there to get like a good qualification still.
Okay. Good luck, and we hope to see you on the qualification then.
So. I appreciate that.
C'est bon, vous pouvez couper.
Yeah, we saw an interview. Unfortunately, we didn't hear what was said there, but I guess it was some information about
The Uniboat Biscaya team.
Yeah,
was
the
happening.
problem that was happening, and we're back to the buoy issue, which is quite not easy to get it away. I hope it will not damage
Damage the motor,
the
because
motor. Yeah.
if it damages the motor, I don't think they will be able to find a
Yeah.
new one.
Look at this, it's really inside it. How
What
did this happen?
Maybe they passed over the buoys.
Yeah, the turn was a little bit too close, probably. They really wanted to get a better time, and it's like everywhere in every sport. You have to make choices, and sometimes the wise choice is to take a little bit more time. And but we don't know. We can't be informed about what's happening there. But Croatia has a buoy issue.
In the motor and the propeller.
Yeah.
I just want to come back to the Qatar team, Sambuk Racing, that you spoke about a few seconds ago. They have a very interesting propeller. It's not a toroidal propeller at all, but it's a rim drive propeller, which enables them to have very high power. It's a 25 kilowatts, which is really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to see them in the speed record this afternoon.
Yeah, and you can see that all the other boats have to wait now because the race course or the qualifying course has to be rebuilt, because if there is no buoy anymore, it won't work. So, and also they have to get the boat from Adria back to the quay. Look how they're doing this, and he's communicating, and he still has the part of the buoy with him, so that means they cannot fix it on the water, and they will have to come back to the Quai Louis II and see how they can then fix this quite interesting problem. I hope we will not see that too often. And the pilot even goes on the other boat. It means they think they have a problem. And another boat with a problem there.
The Vinci team. It's a French team from Léonard de Vinci school in France, in Paris. So if you look, they have a very interesting cockpit. So the goal of this team was to use to reuse a lot of material using plywood. What is their problem? So to be fixed on the carbon beams from the Monaco Yacht Club, they used bamboo, which is kind of original. Bamboo is really, really stiff, we know this, but it's still a bit heavy. But it's an interesting choice to showcase how they can reuse materials. So congrats to Hydron. Hopefully they won't be stopped for too long.
And again, as you said earlier, it's not only about carbon emissions of the motors, it's
Absolutely.
all the thing, to recycling, upcycling even, you could say here. And we received information from race control saying that indeed the Croatian team has taken the buoy when at the end, you know, where they have to turn. And yeah, they have some work now to get racing back, because they need to look what they can do with the buoy. And speaking of the buoy, this one of the dynamic ones. What is a dynamic buoy? It is one that is also more sustainable. I think that will be a key word during these 3 days. Sustainability, sustainable. And that means that you don't need an anchor in the seabed, which is better, again, for everything. And look, isn't it a little bit weird?
Oh wow!
The cockpit
The
has
cockpit
moved.
is-
Everything has moved, actually.
So there was probably a very
Yeah.
big shock.
It has been a
Maybe
big
the fixation went tight enough.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It's weird to see it that way.
And we can see
And the French is
Hydron
also waiting for some help. So that's École Supérieure d'Ingénierie Leonardo da Vinci. And they say that they are really passionate engineering students which are dedicated to sustainable marine innovation. And they combine a lot of different expertises, energy systems, hydrodynamics, mechanical design, and they really want to design eco-friendly boats powered by renewable energy.
And they did. So congrats to them. Hopefully they won't stay immobilized too long.
Yeah, and actually the hull is in flex, recyclable flax
Yeah.
fiber. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. Well, they tried for the flax fiber hull, but unfortunately it's only a wood cockpit that they put, because they had little problems yesterday. And now we can see the
Yeah,
Adria racing boat
it's
being
completely
empty.
empty, but also it's not in its original shape anymore. And we can see that there are some boats waiting there at the moment, seeing what they can, when they can start again. Yeah, security there has a lot of work, huh?
Yeah.
With the different boats. But that's good. These qualifying laps are for this, huh? So that you can test. Most of them already tested, but not. They didn't maybe have time to test everything. So
maybe
that's
we'll
why
make
it's really important here.
we can
to-
make a quick point of the classification for now on of the timings. So University of Bologna Grundsteam is still first with 28.4 knots, which is really impressive. 48 seconds lap. Then you have Elettra Unige from Genova University with the 26.9 knots, 49 seconds lap. And then unfortunately the Adria Racing didn't manage to step up their game to increase their classification. So they are still third and fourth with 26.6 knot lap, 50 seconds, and still 50 seconds for the second lap.
Yeah, good, huh? And look at the difference between this big cruise ship
Yeah.
and the ships here from the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. And it's my hope that everything which is designed here will, in some years, come into these big cruise ships to reduce as well the pollution which is there. Huh?
Yeah, because it's the main goal of this event is to showcase sustainable energies in the yachting world, and hopefully all these engineers will work in the yachting industry and make it more sustainable in the future.
Yeah, and that's why there is also a job fair
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
so people can have either internship or even a job, and they also have conferences, tech talks, which are open to everybody. They're screened as well if you want to follow them.
I think
Don't
it's
hesitate.
on the 3rd floor
Yeah.
if you want to go.
Yeah, but also on live, they are also filmed, and you can check. Yeah, and yeah, you can. When we talk about the future, it is a successful event, but not only. It really inspires a passion, which is really what is a pioneering spirit of what the Principality of Monaco is doing.
And now we see the team Sishakti,
Yeah, they're quite interesting.
and they are very, very nice. Maybe with the best energy. They are very, very happy. They dance, they sing, they cheer for every other team. So it's really, really nice to have them every year, and they are really good also. So it's even better.
Yeah, and they're a big team.
Yeah,
If you
big
look at the difference between Qatar with 5 people
Yeah.
and here, I think there are more than 20 people in this one. And it's their 4th participation already in a row. And the spirit didn't change. And they say themselves that they're still on fire. And you can tell when you see them. And their boat is called Yali. And yeah, they went from Yali 3 to Yali 4 and changed nearly everything. But very interesting, they came back from dual propulsion to single propulsion.
And
A
the
lot, yeah. The others very often do.
Pour discuter un peu des problèmes de safety, tout ça. Ok?
And yeah, that's interesting, because they wanted to reduce the weight, which is the main reason why they wanted it.
But
Do you know what Yali means?
no, not really.
Yali is a mythical creature from the Hindu mythology that was primarily found in South Indian temple architecture and art. It's a composite creature. Maybe that's why they do. Where they are here, because also it's composite. A part which is given from the Monaco Yacht Club, and then a part that they do themselves. And Yali is depicted with the body of a lion, the head of an elephant, and sometimes feature of a horse or other animals. They are considered very powerful and protective. Hopefully this will work here for this very nice team. And they symbolize the strength of nature and the ability of humans to overcome natural forces. That's what they're doing here. They're overcoming natural forces as well. But we are very fortunate because we have with us the director of the events team in the Monaco Yacht Club, and he will tell us a little bit more about security. We said certain things, but you are the best person to tell us. Welcome, Thomas Champion.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. Maybe you can't hear me.
C'est ce micro-là.
Maybe this microphone is better. Does it work?
Yeah.
It looks like.
Thank you. Sorry for this.
No, no problem. Yes, talking about safety.
Vas-y.
Talking about safety, the first thing that we can say that we have a set of different procedures, and the first one is if there is a breakdown on a boat, the pilot has to wave a red flag, and these red flags mean that this boat requires assistance.
Unfortunately, you already saw that
Yeah.
several times
Yeah.
today.
And I guess that you will see it many times, but it doesn't mean that it's very important. Most of the time it's just a small failure in the system. As they are all prototypes, it's something that happens, usually. This is definitely part of the game. So as soon as the red flag is up, the race management, which is located just on top of the racing area, saw it, and they asked for a safety boat to approach the boat with the breakdown. And then we have two options. Most of the time we don't do anything because the things will go back like normally by their own. And if we can as well tow the boat in a safer place or bring it back home.
And while they're doing this, is the qualifying laps session stopped, or do they continue? Because we had a message from race direction that it was stopped when there was a problem with the buoy there.
Yeah.
But with normal things, I guess they just continue, or?
Yes, it looks like a boat hit a buoy, a GPS positioning buoy. And we just wanted to make sure that the course is still in place, and that obviously that the boat is okay to start again. So the boat have been towed back for further inspection, and hopefully, I guess it was like Adria Racing,
indeed,
yeah. And hopefully they will be back on the water very soon.
But that's the only option that when there is a problem with the racing area. Otherwise, you just continue.
Yeah.
And do they need to pass another check before going back in the water?
No, it really depends. Close to the race direction, we have two experts from the technical inspection. One is an hydrogen expert, and one is a battery expert. So if we have damages, we just ask them to tell us what we can do or what we can't do. And the first priority is to protect everybody, both the pilots and the volunteers that do the safety on the water. And the other point is to protect the boats itself and to make sure that it's ready to go again on the water as soon as possible.
Yeah, because we saw that the hull was also completely in a strange position. It was quite a big shock, we guess.
Yeah, I don't saw exactly the picture, but yeah, as soon as I have further information about what happened exactly and what could be the damages, I will keep you updated with this.
How many people are working on security here? Quite a few.
Wow,
Huh?
yes. Yes, we have a lot of people, very involved people, and I thank them for this, for their availability and professionalism in any circumstances. In the race direction, right now there are maybe like 10 people, both checking the race direction, the results, but maybe half of them are just dedicated for safety and organizing towing and recovering of the boat.
Yeah, really. It's amazing that you can federate so many people to do this as well, because it's not always easy, and it's part of your job to do this as well. And every morning you have a little briefing, giving the tasks to everybody. So.
Yeah. We are very proud that this event, which is not an ordinary event, we organize. First, because it's with students. They come from all over the world, and we are talking about prototypes and new technology and climate change and how we can protect our planet. So everybody here is working for the future and at any level, and everybody is involved in this. And I would like to thank as well the staff of the Yacht Club, which have been doing an amazing work to make all this possible.
And always with a smile.
Yeah, always with a smile. So thank you very much to all of them.
And thank you for coordinating all this and making it possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're back on images there in the marina. And boats on the water. I think it's Shakti again that we see there. There's a lot of water float going out there of the engine. It's really funny to see. This is the Dane. I can't see.
Still Indian.
Still India. I can't really see correctly. Shakti team, Yali on the water. And look at the work of the pilot. Look how much he has
back
to.
and forth
Yeah,
from left to right.
it's really funny. You have the impression he's going really straight, but if you look at what he's doing with the steering wheel, he's changing it all the time of direction. I guess it's because of the waves and so on that he has to correct the direction constantly. Look at this,
Making
look at
very,
him.
very fast, but passing really close to the buoy.
Yeah. And does he go back to a new one? We'll see. And another one is starting. Yes. Oof, also very close. Yeah, they really want to be very close to the different
Which
thing.
team
Which
is it?
number is this? Difficult to say. I think it's Italy. Yeah, Uniboat, University
the
of
first.
Bologna, the Argonauts.
Argonauts team.
Number 18. So University of Bologna, which is focusing on innovative teaching and research projects. And this is one of them that is born in the Industrial Engineering Department of the Alma Mater Studiorum University of Bologna, already back in 2019.
Well, really impressive. But this year, Uniboat aims to completely revolutionize the catamaran presented at the last year, because enhancing every aspect of the design. So they are introducing a new cockpit inspired by the previous model, but fully revamped with a focus on lightness and aerodynamic performance. So you see that many teams focus on aerodynamics, but not all. We've seen like the Hydron, they have
Not really, no.
not really aerodynamic, but still very nice to look at. So this year, the Uniboat focused on aerodynamics, and it looks like the work paid, because they are actually first for the moment.
Yeah.
In the qualification laps.
And they also learned a lesson from last year, which is an important one, that the boat had to be more solid. And it seems to be this time. And I really like the purpose of their participation into this competition, which is for future leaders, future technicians that should have one shared mission: power the planet with zero emissions.
Yeah, it's really important. We're going to say it many times, but it is the goal of this Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. So of course it's to showcase innovation and sustainability, show new technologies, innovative materials, because as we said earlier, materials are really important to be recycled. Carbon fiber is really hard to recycle, because when you pour resin into the carbon fiber, you need to put it into the bin. So engineers are coming up with new materials, new resins, to be able to recycle carbon fiber. Or you also have flax fiber, which is plant-based and enables to recycle much easily than carbon fiber, whilst being very light and very rigid.
Yeah. Indeed, it's a lot of different things, and you see it because a lot of teams are multidisciplinary.
Yeah.
It's not only engineers that you have here.
And
You
you can
also-
see the impact between the teams, like Adria Racing team that we are looking to right at the moment. They have a team in energy class, but also in AI. And the both teams have almost the same shape, using basically almost the same holes, but they don't have the same propulsion system.
Another
Another
one that
problem.
unfortunately has a problem. It's Qatar this
Qatar.
time that that is requesting some help. I guess the heat doesn't help neither
of course.
here, because although Qatar must be quite hot as well.
Yeah, but it's their first participation, so we're not really like they are going to come back. There is no worries with this. They're going to be helped really soon.
But it's very small team, eh? There
Yeah,
are
really
five
small, but
people.
Five people in Monaco,
the team here.
but they are 30 to 35.
Yeah, when
And-
they are back home, but
Yeah.
it's not even a lot. You see,
Yeah.
and I think there we have Croatia trying to fix the problem with the boy.
Yeah, so as I was saying, some teams are multidisciplinary, and they have a team in energy class and one in AI class, almost the same boat, but not the same propulsion system. And we spoke to them the last 2 days, and they explained to us that they work, of course, together. They share ideas to improve each project. it's like a big team
Yeah.
because they are from the same.
And when you talk about multidisciplinary, it's not only across the different classes, but also in the team, because you have people in charge of
Of course.
marketing, of media, of social events, because it's much more than just a competition about sustainable energy. It's also a social thing, because you have people from all over the world coming together. It's good to share. They share with industry. It's everything in this 12th Monaco Energy Boat Challenge.
So the Qatar that are stopping have a really interesting project, even for first participation. Usually when it's their first participation, they mainly focus on making the boat work. But Qatar had another challenge. They wanted to introduce solar panels to support their electrical battery. So it's really interesting to see it for such a young team, new in this challenge.
Yeah, because in the rules, you all receive a 10 kilowatt battery, if I remember
Kilowatt-hour
correctly.
battery, yeah.
Yeah. So, but they can enhance it
Of course.
with other technologies, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And depending at what kind of energy source you are using, hydrogen, electrical battery, you have a multiplier which says that, for example, for hydrogen, you're gonna have more kilowatt hours at the start because you are, of course, heavier because of the bottles of hydrogen.
Yeah.
So you need to put every team on the same level, otherwise they just can't compete.
So, and here they're still trying to tow the boat from Qatar to go back to the Quai Louis II in front of the yacht club of Monaco.
We can see the dashboard, and it's a 3D printed dashboard. It's important to know that every team can use the manufacturing process that they want, and 3D printing is really useful to have a quick prototyping. That we can. Oh no, it's not the same team. DTU floating is also.
No, they were waiting, I think,
okay.
to start their racing. Well, I guess, because we only saw them a fraction of a second, so it was just another image. And you can see that the little boat with towing has a security flag on it, so that it's perfectly recognizable for everybody. And I feel sorry when I see this. But on the other hand, they still have time.
Yeah.
They already have qualifying times, which is brilliant. And they still have time to work on it for the next races that they will be doing. Because it's different races that they have to do. And in the energy class, they will have an endurance race of 3 hours. Can you imagine? 3 hours. So they have to be reliable there.
Of course.
And that's why this day is so important. They will have a speed record, and we'll come back to that later. And they will have a slalom to do. So it's really all the different facets of a ship that they are looking at this.
Maneuverability, speed.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's why I feel very confident that these technologies will come on the market sooner or later.
Absolutely. The solar panel, well, they have been used for maybe the past 10 years. Oh, what team is it? DTU floating?
DTU, yeah.
DTU float forward, Denmark. Number 3. Have they already scored pretty high numbers? Oh, they passed a few times already.
Yeah.
6th for the moment.
Wow.
It's not too bad.
So they may be not the fastest, but they're very reliable at this time. At
They
this
still haven't
moment.
crashed. No red flag shaking in the air. So perfect.
And the University of Bologna, the Argonauts, they have 2 times, and they're the 2 best times.
Yeah, they are really good.
So they're really good.
And then we have the Electra Unige, toujours always the same team. But I don't think that we have seen them on the TV for the moment.
Yeah, no.
Because if we look, oh, they are back in the marina, on the dock. it seems like there are only 4 boats
out there at the moment.
at the
yeah.
moment in the qualification labs.
It's already an hour, huh? They're racing, so
Time flies
maybe
by.
they also need to refuel a little bit.
Yeah, of
Not
course.
only the boats, but also
The
the
pilot.
people. Yeah.
Because during the endurance race, they will be able to drink. They can bring food and water on the boat, but they won't be able to come back.
No.
They have to do the most they can for 3 hours in a row. So when everybody starts with 10 kilowatts, it's not easy for the electrical boats that are not supplied with solar energy or hydrogen energy, because they can only do with 10 kilowatts.
Yeah. And the pilot will probably have a camelback to be able to
Yeah.
continue, because it's endurance not only for the boats,
And even the sun.
but also for the people, for the pilots. Huh? I know that in some boats they brought 2 pilots. Like for instance,
Yeah.
Team Sakti,
Yeah.
they have a man and a woman as pilots. But pilots also have to be very fit and
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Hi,
Most
we
of them
have a
light.
visitor.
Wow.
Hi, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, so my name is Maro. I came from Croatia, and I'm 17 years old, and that's it. Yeah.
And you were the pilot
Yeah.
that took
Crashed
the
into-
boy with you. You loved it. You wanted to take home.
No, but yeah.
So what happened? Can you explain it?
So
to us?
I was driving and I see the press boat going like with the big waves, and I see like 2 gaps. One is to go on the mark and pass the wave and go faster, or go at the right and the wave will slow me down. So in my head I was always saying to me to go at the mark, to always to pass it, always to pass it like very fast, and then just the wave at the back end to hit me at the mark, and then just
All right. So the wave pushed you into
yeah,
the buoys.
it was like 1 meter wave.
Oh wow.
Wow.
You can see it on the live. It was like very it was very clear to see the big wave.
But you are okay.
I'm okay. A
The
little
boat?
bit stressed,
Right, we see the
but
boat
And
is-
the boat?
The boat, it will be okay, I think.
It will be okay? That's what we want to hear.
On the front, it's like one carbon fiber piece is broke, and
Oh wow.
I think
You
some
can fix
stuff
it?
on the motor. I think but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's it's a little bit difficult. We were just talking about the importance of a pilot,
Yeah.
because you have to be fit, you have to be
Light.
technically good,
Yeah.
you have
Light.
to you have such an important role.
And
Can
know
you
the
explain
sea
us a
and
little bit how you prepare for this as a
Yeah,
pilot?
so I'm sailing from 5 years
Wow.
old when I was, and I'm sailing in Ilka 4 class, so I know the sea and other stuff. So I'm very good with the sea. So I don't know how this way to happen. I know that the wave it's very difficult to dodge the waves. So yeah,
Yeah, we
But
didn't
it's
think about this.
Yeah.
About the wave
No.
impacting the route of the.
yeah.
Well, we think you should go straight forward, but in
Yeah,
fact you
but
have waves, so it's.
If I go straight, it will be okay. I will just jump. But at sideways, the wave goes like this.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
very different from a sailing boat,
Yeah.
no? The dynamics of that boat with its 2 hulls is different from a sailing boat.
Yeah, but also I like to drive the boats at the summer, all the summer, and all the way on the sea. I'm just the seaman.
You're a seaman. Where do you live in Croatia?
In Rijeka.
In Rijeka.
Yeah, it's a small town, but
Yeah.
around 100,000 people. Yeah.
But very impressive in terms of technology and so on. And we see it on the screen.
Yeah.
You can see it there as well. On
Yeah.
your screen, you see that they're working
Yeah.
on the boat there, on the hull.
Yeah.
And yeah. And what is your? Because we saw a lot of we saw some pilots that are always trying to
Going
get it
back
in the
and forth.
right. They really.
It's
Is it
like
so
a
difficult?
little waves that
Yeah.
can hit over to you, over to your back, like over to sideways, and then it's
That's why
Yeah.
you always have to
always,
look,
always.
and it's different when you go and you come back because the waves are not straight. We
when
can
you
see
go
that.
full gas,
Yeah.
every little wave it's sideways to go. Like when you're drifting the car, it's
the
the same thing. Yeah.
So-
A little bit over to the less grip, here, over to so here is the wave, the grip. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the fact that you are so in front of the hull, is that does it have an influence?
I don't know. For me, no. You can see better, like the stuff. Maybe if the waves like me hit you, then the back go at the mark, for example. But yeah,
The position of the pilot is really important for the weight repartition because if you are too much in front, you can like
Yeah.
dive
yeah,
the nose first.
yeah.
If you are too on the back, you have too much drag,
Yeah.
so it will just reduce your speed
Yeah.
and waste energy. So
For Croatian team, we like we to the balance of the weight of me and the boat. It's very good. Like
all right,
over to yesterday when I test the boat, every wave I just go and up, and that's it. It was very good. Yeah.
So you're already driving this boat for more than 2 years?
This one, no, 2
No.
days.
2 years, okay, 2 years. But it's already some experience that you have
Yeah.
now. And are you on a diet to make sure you like
No, I just go to the gym for the sailing and other stuff to be fit and for the strong wind to be at at the first place and that's it, yeah. All the way every race is like the goal to be first, like
yeah.
on the mind, just straight and
You're a real competitor.
yeah.
Yeah, I can
Seems
hear
like-
it in the way you react.
No one can beat me. That's it. Yeah.
But in Croatia, you have a lot of good sports people.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So,
We are all competitive in school or everything. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
So thank you very much, and we wish you all the
Thank
best, and
you,
hope to
yeah.
see you soon on the
Back.
water again.
I also think, yeah. I will pray, so yeah.
There is Saint Devote here. There is a very little church
Yeah.
at the end of the quay, and when
will
the
go
people,
there now.
yeah, when the people from Monaco want something, they go to Saint Devote.
Yeah.
So go to Saint
I will
Devote.
go.
Yeah, she will help you.
Yeah.
It's a patron of Monaco.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, and
very
all the
much.
best. Bye.
You. Bye bye.
See you soon on the water, hopefully.
Yeah, it
Because
was
if they want-
interesting.
if they want to win, they have to be on the water back. But with the broken carbon fiber piece,
Voilà, c'était pas prévu, mais bon.
it's kind of difficult.
They can maybe fix it in another way, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
So that
Maybe they can 3D print
yeah.
another piece.
I don't know.
We're going to
They will solve it, I'm sure.
Yeah, no.
These students, they can do this. And we see the guy there with some people working on boats as well. Which one is this?
I think it's the. No, it's not the Cambridge one.
Difficult to we will see now. It's a French boat. It's a French boat that had a problem, and they're working on it. They're trying to fix. The Spanish is on the quay as well, so not that many boats on the water, it seems.
No, absolutely
Not, yeah.
Sambuk is going back to the dock.
Sambuk is coming back. I don't see.
ETU is coming back.
Yeah,
It seems that we don't have many boats
No.
in the water for the
I think it's lunchtime for everybody.
even for the pilots. We
Yeah.
have to think about them.
Ouais, on vous entend là-haut. On vous entend en tout bas.
So, yeah, nobody on the water anymore. You see that there's a lot of discussion in the different teams to see what they're gonna do. The pilot is in the boat, and they don't seem to agree on the solution there. Pilot is, or I don't know whether it's a pilot, but the person in the boat seems very confident, smiling, very happy. And a very beautiful sight here of the marina in Monaco. You see that there. So see the energy observer. The energy observer will stay there on quay, and you can go. People can go and visit it upon reservation, upon booking beforehand. And what is the energy observer? I'm looking into my little papers to make sure I don't say anything wrong.
Well, the main goal of the energy observer is to showcase innovative technologies, the go around the world with these energies. So for the moment, as you can see, they are using loads of solar panels. Almost all the top of the boat is covered with solar panels. And you also have rigid wing.
Sails.
Oh yeah, rigid sails. Sorry. So this is the same sails that they're using in the competition to go faster. The goal is to do almost as the system like hydrofoils or planes, is to have a depression on one side, so the air is flowing faster on one side of the sail and slower on the other side, which creates a depression pulling the boat, so it enables them to go upwind and go even faster. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's different from other sailing boats.
Yeah, of course.
And actually it is the first ship that has circumnavigated the globe in total autonomy. Wow. Thanks to low carbon energy mix and what you were explaining, renewable energies and hydrogen that was produced on board of the energy observer. So it's really a symbol of innovation. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, you know, maybe Bertrand Piccard, who is the godfather of the event, who did the same with, what already was the name of the plane that went around the world? Oh.
Solar something.
Yeah.
But I can't remember
Yeah,
something.
same for me, sorry.
It's a solar, yeah. Yeah, and actually, if you want to go and visit it, the Energy Observer, you can register to go and visit it. It will be docked here, and there will be some tours. And doing this, you will see what they do be in service of the energy transition.
Yeah, they're best place to talk about their own project.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there is another. There is a boat that went back on the water.
Yeah.
Yes, there is one on the water. If we could have the images to see
I think it's
who it
from
is.
Insta, a French team.
They're already out there. Ah, here they are. Yeah, 15.
Oh yeah, Tameo from Insta Paris.
Yeah. Ah, and we hear some of the teams that are encouraging each other there.
Cheering.
And they're really good at it. You can feel the energy in the different teams there. It is really nice to see, but not only in the team, but also across different teams. There is quite a lot of people cheering for each other, encouraging each other. Okay, it is a competition, but not only.
Yeah.
It is also a way to find a new way to discover other people, to socialize. And on the screen you see for the moment the Energy Observer, and you have a QR code if you want more information about it. Look at this. It's really nice as well as design. It's also a catamaran, like the hulls that are given by the Yacht Club to the different teams in the energy class.
Yeah, it's a very stable boat.
Yeah.
That's why using a double hull.
Yeah.
So maybe we can come back on the Tameo Insta Paris boat. It's their 5th participation.
Yeah.
And they have a really pretty boat, nice good finish. And so this year Tameo focuses on innovation to enhance performance maneuverability.
Yeah. And they're working on AI. They want to enter. I think a lot of them will try to go the little step further and go on NI.
What
on
is
AI.
really interesting about these boats is that these boats are able to be used in different classes in the future years. Maybe they are competing in energy class this year, but going into AI next year. And the teams are making it possible by leaving space for this kind of stuff. It's a cockpit that is built not only for them, but they think about the next years.
Yeah, and we could see as well in the AI class when we will see them.
Yeah.
And by the way, there should be some things going on the AI class.
Downstairs?
I think no, not the AI at the moment. It is open class and C-Lab. But the AI, they are former solar boats, some of them, and they tell us they were competing in the solar category that doesn't exist anymore, and they upgraded the boat to be able to go in the AI category.
So they had to, of course, bring new people in the team specialized in artificial intelligence. It's a very, very big challenge upcoming to be able to adapt to every situation, to enhance safety for the pilots. For the moment, it's only showcased on very little boats, but hopefully, as you can see behind us, we have very, very big boat. And in the future, we hope to see AI in these kinds of boats to enhance safety for everybody. And even, wow, Messina Energy Boat.
Yeah,
really,
Messina.
really fast.
Yeah, I think they're the one that are quite fast. Italy seems to be fast in different classes there. And the Messina boat, it's 30 people. Try out their boat in the Gulf of Messina, and they're very proud of it. And actually it is the Guglielmino 2, so the second version, where they have redesigned the cockpit and they used lightweight materials. They replaced the engine and they developed a new data transmission system on the boat. So quite a few innovations for them there. And on Monday morning they had some challenges with the boat, with the motor. But in the evening, it was already solved. And look at this, it drives really well. They just finished one lap, so we will probably have a time in a moment.
And we are back with the Tameo Insta Paris team. So this year they tried to improve loads of things, mainly the motor power and reducing weight to be able to go even faster. And they're also working in parallel on compressed air as a second energy source. So it's really, really interesting. You see that they always want to improve their boats. Also, the steering system has been completely redesigned to improve handling, and significant efforts have been made to reduce overall weight on the boats, as I said.
And there are a lot of good volunteers here. They're even thinking about our lunch. Thank you. But we will continue. We'll continue looking at the teams because that's the most important part of it. But you see that not all of them are on the water for the moment.
So we're gonna watch what time did the French team do. Oh, I think they are just warming up, looking the route, taking turns, trying not to crash in the buoys. It would be great to not have any more crashes. So for the qualification laps, we are still on the same classmen. So University of Bologna is still first. Italy has the three best scores for the moment, closely followed by Adria Racing, only 1 second. So 49 seconds for Electra Uni Genova and 50 seconds for Adria Racing before they crashed.
Yeah, and actually we have trackers, and you can see it sometimes on the screen as well, but also manual timing. And there is one tracker that doesn't seem to work that well because they already did 4 laps and there is only one which is recorded there. But no problem, there is a manual backup for each of the boats and the laps that they're doing. And a lap, just to tell you, because we give you
0.66.
Yeah, that's it.
nautical
Yeah,
miles.
0.66.
So when they do 3 laps, it's equivalent to 2 nautical miles.
So, and they have this time lap of 3 hours to do it, and they're nearly half time already.
Almost, wow.
So it goes fast.
Yeah, time flies by. And I don't think we have times for every team. Well, the Nantes team, where I'm from, I'm looking forward to see them in the water, but they still have a technical issue. They were the first to be towed by the safety boats during the parade this morning. So they haven't been able to even race little.
I don't know what will happen if they don't have a qualifying lap, but they can race. They will be probably put last
Yeah.
or start from the docks like they do in F1.
Yeah.
They start from the paddock.
Well, it would be a shame for them because they did all the transport to Monaco. They did all the work for the last 2 days, very stressful days for them because they almost didn't pass every safety and technical check. So whilst almost everybody was partying yesterday for the opening ceremony, they were downstairs in the dock trying to fix every issues. They had problems with communication, telemetry, being able to communicate all the data about the battery's temperature, because so as we say, it's really important. The race control is always looking the data of the batteries, the heat inside of the boat to guarantee the safety of the pilot.
Yeah, and they're constantly in contact with the
yeah.
team leader or with the team
So
on the ground,
every
on the
team
case,
has
so
their
that they
pilot
can.
and the team liaison. And the team liaison is next to the race control. So the boss of the race control is able to speak to the team liaison to address straight to the pilot.
And we can see here Team Sakti that is also working on the boat there. And they have a good communication team as well in this. We can see it on the Instagram account from the Energy Boat Challenge. You can see it also on their Instagram account. Most of the teams have one, so that they can also promote themselves. And I think that's also very important. It's to promote the work they are doing, all the efforts. And as you said, the French team did a lot of effort and is still working. I believe this is the case for a lot of them. Until the last minute, they're trying things. I talked to a Dutch team a little bit earlier in the week, and they were still trying out certain things, and the things that didn't work, they will not put into the boat for the competition.
Yeah,
But still trying to improve.
That's what happened with the Toroidal propeller. We said earlier that 50% of the team, almost half of the teams, tried to introduce this year a toroidal propeller, but didn't manage to make it for the challenge.
What a beautiful view of the Principality here.
Wonderful.
You can see that every inch is also used, and this is a new part of Monaco that was built on the sea with very sustainable material, very sustainable way, because you know that the Prince Prince Albert de Monaco is very cautious and very conscious.
Attention quand tu manges, de bien relever ton micro pour pas qu'on entende les papiers et tout. Merci d'avance. C'est la meilleure. Je connais ces gestes italiens.
Now look at this, the marina, and yeah, there should be some things happening in the marina at the moment. There should be from 1 onwards, and it's 1:30. There should be some maneuverability trials with the open sea class and the sea lab. I'm not sure we can see it from here. Maybe if the drone goes a little bit closer, you see that there are buoys there that are put onto the water, and the boats have to turn around them and dock at a certain moment as well in a good position. For the race director is very difficult about this, because you have to dock in the right way. If you don't, I won't tell which one is the right way, but if you don't, you really have bad figures. A boat on the water trying to do some qualifying laps.
So how is it going for Insta Paris? So it's their 5th participation. Yeah, as we said, they're working on compressed air system, but also on an AI boat. There are 40 students working on designing this boat. Unfortunately, there are only 10 or 15 to be present here in Monaco, living the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. We can see him pass right in front of the arrival of the qualification lap.
Yeah, and he seems happy because he's going in. Or is he just waiting there? Maybe between 2 laps they try to have the motor cool down a little bit and then start again. But they will not be able to do this during the endurance, huh?
Yeah, no. And I don't know if every team has this, but many teams have a cooling system only for the battery. So it could be air, water, but they all did their own cooling system to cool down the battery when it be overheating, prevent it from overheating in these really hot temperatures.
We'll also try not to overheat.
Yeah. It seems that we don't have anybody left in the water.
We have there a team on the water.
Oh, Physis is back.
Yeah.
They have very beautiful cockpit. It seems that it is made in carbon fiber. Going really fast. They haven't done their time already.
Si vous voulez, on a les manœuverability trials qui commencent dans le port pour faire un petit clin d'œil.
Yeah, and yes, as we said, the maneuverability are taking place in the harbor. So yeah, maybe you could go and follow them a little bit. I'll try to keep an eye here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
So here we are with the Physis Politis boat, which is Politecnico di Milano. And yeah, they won last year a very good prize, I would say, the Prince Albert II de Monaco Foundation Sustainable Maritime Technology Award. So they received a grant to further develop and implement their solution. So we hope to see a lot of improvement as well for them this year. They are focused not only on engineering, but also on boat design. And yeah, they have many international members into their team. And this is important, as we already told you, to foster a multidisciplinary and inclusive environment for all of them. So they have quite significant milestones in the parcours in the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. In 2022, they reached the podium and won the Eco Conception Prize. 2023, the prestigious Innovation Prize. And in 2024, it was a Prince Albert II Award. What a thing. So what do they have for us in 2025? That's the question. And they seem to go well there. Physis, I can't really see the time because it's very small. But let's try. It's not a touch screen. So I have to go a little bit down to see what's happening here with the times. Messina, just trying to look at the different times. I don't see any time for them yet, so maybe it's the first, the first laps here, huh? So let's look at it and figure out what they're doing. And while Noe is going down to do some interviews or looking at what's happening there, I have a new assistant. But I can't see the time yet. It will come. As we can see on the tracking, DTU did a lot of of laps, improving. Here I have Physis, and their time is 2:43 at this moment. So that's why they're trying to improve their time, because yeah, I'm sure they can do better. They also have quite an innovative cockpit if you look at it. And that's certainly why they have been working on the design. And we can see that there is some waves, and we heard from the pilot of the Croatian boat or ship how difficult it is with the waves. You can be pushed easily towards a buoy, but here no problem. A little bit slower the turn, and yeah, a boat must be quick not only in straight lines but also when it turns, so it's important that they can do this, and I'm sure these pilots are really testing a lot to make sure they can take the best possible turn, like pilots in other disciplines do. It is doing, trying to win that little half of a second or a hundredth of a second that will make you a better time. And it's funny to see as well that some of the pilots sit quite high, you can see them, and for others it is they're a little bit lower. And if you look at the pilot here of the Physis Monaco Energy Boat from the Politecnico di Milano, he is quite low in his cockpit. So it's there's not a lot of his head that comes out. And also in this boat, the students from engineering, design and architecture are working with industry professionals so that they can create innovative projects and develop a boat that really meets the world challenges and promotes sustainable practices. You should, if you have a possibility, you should go and have a look at their boat. There is a little board that says "Attenti al cane." That means attention for the dog, but the E is crossed out because that leaves attention to can. Can is a controller of the boat. So it's a little bit of a joke to say that you have to be you have to take care of the controller. And here they are with the timer. So let's see whether they improved as they just passed the finish line. Trying to, yeah, they improved really, yeah? Look at this, 114 now, which puts them in 1, 2, 3, in 4th position at this moment. Really good. Really impressive move from their previous time. And
So unfortunately we're not able to broadcast live the AI maneuverability, well, C-Lab and Open Sea maneuverability challenge. And by the way, it's only starting now, so they'll need maybe like 5 or 10 minutes to get into position, warming up the motors. So we'll focus on the qualification laps for the moment. So we can still see the Suivez boat. Did they do better?
they improved a lot, and they're now in a 4th position.
Wow. Oh yeah, really impressive. 1.6 minutes from the Messina. I think Suivez is 6th. Don't worry.
We have always to look because some of them did several laps.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
we have all the laps there.
Okay.
So we have to count them only once. In
Alright.
the
Okay.
in
yeah.
the-
yeah,
yeah.
it's true. Fair enough. So now you see the Suivez boat next to the jetty. Very beautiful. Is this the still the Suivez boat? So they won the Prince Albert II of Monaco All right. Oh, this is the Sea Shakti team from Kamaraguru institutions getting into the water, maybe trying to improve their lap time. For the moment they are 4th, trying to do 5th, trying to do better and improve their time from 1 minute 11 seconds.
And also maybe to test, because they had a little problem earlier, so they went back to fix it, and now they probably want to see whether this works fine again. And I'm wondering who is piloting, is it the man or the women? Because it's the first time they have a woman as a pilot with
Yeah.
them.
We saw this in a few teams where to have the lightest pilot possible, the pilot is a woman. And it's really interesting to see this in the sport. So now we have the Nereid from Université of Technologie de Troyes getting into the water. I don't think they have tried yet for the qualification times. Yeah, it seems that is the first time for them. So it's not the first participation from UTT. You have old students from this team in the race control team, in the tech Czech team. Now we have a little view of the Capgemini, Monaco Marine and Les Arts et Métiers team. So this is one of the team that had a toroidal propeller They 3D printed it and coated it with resin, but unfortunately it almost broke during the parade, so they switched to another propeller.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, huh? If it breaks already there.
Yeah.
But maybe it's for good, because if it was during the trials or during something else, it would have been maybe worse, because they would have lost some time. And
if they had tried during the endurance race, they would have needed to stop completely. So it's a safe choice for them to switch propellers, but it's still interesting to see how it works. They reduce noise, so reduce noise pollution in the water. Same objective with the guidable buoys that we see in the marina.
And here we have the German team from Berlin, Wannsee TU Berlin, and there are 25 with diverse backgrounds in that team, 10 nationalities and 16 fields of study. Can you imagine?
Oh,
It's a third participation as well. And very interesting, they brought a table football with them. You would wonder, why do they bring a table football? It is for two reasons. If everything goes right and they don't have to work at all, then it's no problem. They can play with the table football. But if everything goes wrong, then they still have some fun, because they have the table football with them. And we didn't see whether they took Norbert with them on the boat. Norbert is their mascot, an octopus. And it was the driver of the pilot of the small-scale version. And so, therefore, they kept it. And you can see that getting into a boat as a pilot is not always that easy. Team Shakti.
The team from the Hydrogaz Capgemini Monaco Marine, and so the team from Les Arts et Métiers in Aix-en-Provence, have a special sign on their boat. The pilot position is signed by Mike Horn himself, with "Dare to Dream Big." And it's interesting to remind that the team created by Mike Horn in a cell is competing in the C-Lab class later today. In Maneuverability with the Open Sea class also. Maybe we can see them already? Yeah, so the Wannsee team, they already have a few lap times. For the moment they are 12th. Yeah, I think they are 12th. With the 2-minute 42 lap time. Maybe this team is not focusing on speed but endurance race. There are many of these teams that are focusing on endurance race. They have a strong focus on sustainability, using recycled material and alternative materials such as natural fibers, as we talked about a bit earlier, the flax fiber. And you have many of these being developed in the design offices. So the solar panels are really interesting. You can see that they are showcasing a few innovations, so using the sun energy with solar panels, hydrogen or electrical batteries. So the principle of solar panels is using semiconductors materials. So when they are heated with the sun, they release electrons, and depending on the size of the solar panel, the surface, you will be able to have more or less current. But the time we have here, great sun, is perfect for the use of this technology. And it seemed that Wannsee understood it well. So it's nice to see them in the water.
Yeah, and I find that the pilot looks very relaxed compared to other ones. He was really cruising in a certain way. And yeah, it's very different from some that you see fighting with.
Maybe it's a more stable boat. Maybe he's just warming up.
And here we have ranking at the moment with Adria still leading. So he told us he was very competitive, and you can see it.
And now we see the Sea Shakti team waiting. Maybe oof. We need to avoid collisions, please. We don't want to have another flag, red flag in the air.
But it goes very slow, or I don't know whether something is happening with Team Shakti because he didn't take out the red flag. But he's really going very slow at this moment. So once
Maybe
they
the
had
other
to
one-
do a little bit of of a slalom.
Traffic is also a problem when you start your lap because it's qualificating. You need to be able to have space to go as fast as possible, of course. And you don't want to have incidents, of course. So you need to be sure that the track is empty for you to start.
We see a lot of teams coming up here to look at the boats, just to see whether everything is going fine in the qualification there. And yeah, less than half to go for them. So if they didn't do yet a lot of laps or want to increase, they have to do it now.
It seems like the Hydrogad's Capgemini Monaco Marine boat is back in the water. So once again, this boat tried, it doesn't use hydrogen but solely electric battery, and they tried to showcase to put a new kind of propeller, Toroidal propeller, which is a ring-shaped blade propeller to reduce noise pollution and also reduce cavitation, to be smoother and have a better rendement, better power in the water.
Yeah, we see that some of them do a lot of laps, and others don't, but that doesn't matter. Actually, it's up to them to choose how many laps they want to do. If they want to do 100, they can. If they only want to do one, and a very good one, it's also their choice. So again, it's not only the technical, but it's also tactical, the way you do. And to go again in what you said, Noé, about having a free course, it's also tactic. You have to look whether there is somebody there, whether you can take the risk to start your qualifying lap and do it. Here it's funny, because it's really up. You see, in this team, the cockpit has a really like a shark nose.
Yeah. So this is like almost like a bullet, an arrow shape,
Yeah.
to go as fast as possible.
Actually, I refer to shark nose because it was some Ferraris in the old times.
And you see a nice drawing on the Nereid UTT boat. Vancy trying another lap, chasing after the Hydrogad's boat.
Yeah. What is that time? Because I don't have the impression they go very, very fast. It seems like relaxed, but maybe it's just an impression. Because if you look at this one, it seems to go faster.
Yeah, really. Maybe it's the speed of the drone.
Yeah, maybe.
Next to it,
Yeah.
that gives this impression.
But it's good images to be able to look at these boats from all the possible angles thanks to the drones. And there we have the big boy. Some teams were asking whether it was something for kids to play in. You know?
Yeah. Well,
Look at this. This seems very fast. And
Yeah.
again, you
He's
can see that he's
stuck in
nearly,
him.
and he's nearly
Wow.
foiling. Without
Yeah, yeah.
foils, he's going out of the water.
So maybe this is not ideal, because if the boat is leaning on the back end of the boat, they will increase the drag. So they are almost going to waste a bit of energy.
There is
Wow.
a middle
Yeah,
into it, huh?
they are really, really fast. Wow.
Yeah, no, they seem to do very well. But
They have very
I have the impression there are some teams I didn't see yet. It's yeah, it would be nice to have a point.
Pour les speakers. Minute de- C'est les infos de Charles qui viennent de tomber. Je vous dis juste voilà, ce que j'ai pour vous donner un peu d'infos. Je sais pas si vous avez des infos sur la course.
Actually, there are some information, but we couldn't get everything. It was cut at certain moments. So, yeah, we'll try to get this information again. And this is a big, the big boy at the start and the finish. Look, we have a head-to-head race here between two boats. And it's easy to motivate each other that they're doing this. It is a French boat and the other one. It really looks like
The French is keeping
yeah.
it.
And it's funny to see, yeah, to start. Maybe it's also a test for them. So and it still fizzes with here the Italian, and yeah,
And which one is going to go around the buoy first?
that's the
Because
thing. You
there
have
will be
to
a
be
problem.
good. Yeah, you have to be good at the buoy. Yeah, we can't see it from here. Maybe it would be nice to have a good view with the drone or. Yeah, actually Fizzes is taking a much larger turn, but sometimes this is good, huh? Because when you do this, you don't lose as much speed.
Yeah, of course.
If you go too close, you can lose a lot of speed and you have to start again. But here it seems it wasn't the best choice, huh? But they're probably trying different
Strategies,
possibilities.
And you can see the shape of the cockpit. The teams chose to have a small cockpit at the front, like
Yeah.
Shakti that we see right now, and at the back, the battery or hydrogen system, but separated. And Fizz's team chose to have a whole cockpit with everything stored inside, which is different strategies. I know that Hydrogads had the same strategy last year, but this year they cut in half their cockpit.
It
And-
changes. Does it also change the aerodynamics of the boat? Because if there will be some air.
Yeah. So
Floating.
the airflow is different, of course.
Yeah.
But important part is that they lose weight also. So
It's
it-
a trade-off.
It's a trade-off. It's a
Yeah.
choice. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. So they just, I guess they tried it before. They did simulations to help them in their choice.
What is he holding there? He has one hand on the steering wheel, which is very bad if you do competition racing with cars, and the other hand on something else. I don't know what it is. We should go and ask maybe tonight when we
Yeah.
see some of them. We'll gather some
Because
more information.
Not all of them use a steering wheel, for
No,
example.
yeah.
Some of them use levers, one for the left motor and the other one for the right motor.
Yeah.
So it's different strategies. And I saw teams that had different steering wheel for. Maybe there is a problem.
Yeah,
The Neri team is communicating with the
Yeah.
team liaison in the race control office.
And it seems to be a lady pilot, a women's pilot. And we see some that are working on the boats here. Unij, so Italy as well.
Who for the moment have the second best time with
Wow.
49 seconds.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not mistaken. It seems we have a little difference between our times and back to the Sea Shakti team from Kamaraguru College of Technology in India. You can see that he's going back and forth from port to starboard to control probably the movement of the wave. We probably don't realize how impactful it is, because the water seems pretty calm. So during the sea test yesterday, one of the steps was to get thrown at them a big bucket of water into the cockpit, because one of the important part is to not increase the weight of the boat during the race, because if water gets into the cockpit, you can increase by a few kilograms, maybe 10 or 20, and it can result in the carbon beams breaking, and nobody wants this. This happened last year with one of the teams, and it stopped all the races for a moment, so we don't want this to happen this year. So they added this new rule that you need to have a water evacuation into the cockpit. So when you throw a bucket of water to the pilot, not very nice but quite funny to watch, the water has to drip out of the cockpit fully.
I'm not sure it's not that nice with these temperatures. Actually, it might be a good thing for the pilots to be a little bit hydrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because also with what they are wearing, it must be so hot with the helmet, with the secure suit and everything. It must be really,
And
really
they are
hot
also
in there.
They're also wearing life jackets on top of their suit. So they have a suit to protect themselves from the fire in case the battery explodes. Hopefully it won't happen, but they still need to be wearing it. And swimming while being closed is really, really hard. Everybody think it's possible. The team didn't know how to do. They thought it would be easy and almost drowned during the tryouts yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And they're waving. Maybe they don't have the flag. It seems as if,
There is a problem.
Yeah, there is a problem there. So
And the Nerei team from UTT, Université of Technology of Troyes.
and Vanze. No, this is the
Coming
Spanish
back.
one coming back. Good to see. Biscaya, Uniboat, Biscaya back into the quali. They still have 1 hour to make a good one. And look, communication is everything, with a GoPro on the helmet. By the way, this is very dangerous to drill holes in your helmet.
Really,
It destroys completely the structure of the helmet. Here, normally they shouldn't fall on anything, but it doesn't give the same protection as you should have with a helmet. So yeah, just a little tip. Don't do it if you can. Glue it on it if you can. Maybe that's what they did, but never drill holes.
So now you can see the Uniboat from Biscaya. They had a technical issue earlier. They had to go back to the dock and fix this issue. The motor or battery was overheating, and they really need to be careful about this, because we talked about safety earlier with Thomas Champion. The team Sea Shakti is going really, really fast on this one.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just warming up until now.
It was warm-up laps, and now they're going full speed. And look at that again, how much he moves his steering wheel to try to keep the boat as straight as possible. And it doesn't go out that much of the water. Huh?
No.
No, he does a little bit. It depends on the waves a little bit. We can also see that the balance changes all the time, and that's why he has to correct it. Huh?
And also when you have a motor, a force pushing at the back of the boat, the tail of the boat is going to be pushed onto the water.
Yeah.
So the position of the pilot and the weight placement is really, really important, just to reduce drag as much as possible.
With this these images, we can see how much it moves actually, because if you see it laterally, you have the impression it goes very straight. But when you see it from the front, you see that it's not the case, and this is why he's always, always, always moving. He has a weird way of, I know what it is. It is the power on one hand and the steering wheel on the other hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's doing the two at the same time. So yeah, for turning, he has two options, was that?
Yeah.
And I guess turning is different as well with a boat with a dual propulsion and a single one.
Yeah.
Because then you can play on the two motors.
So usually when you have two motors, you don't need to have you don't need a rudder if you have two motors. So when you have one, it has to be a motor and a rudder at the same time. But when you use two, you have two levers, or you need your electrical team to adjust all this kind of thing with the embedded systems.
And we saw again UTT there, Nereide, but didn't see her moving a lot. Now it seems that
This is the polyboat team. This is
it's
not
still working.
still working. They have a bit less than an hour left to get into the water.
We really wish them the best, because it must be so stressful to have worked for a very long time and then coming here and having this. And as I was saying, in the meanwhile, we have Nereide who just started. So she was just waiting actually for the best moment to go. It's a little bit like ski jumping. They wait and then somebody gives them the go, and then they can go. And in their project, they try to increase the hydrogen contribution in the hybrid system to reach 80% hydrogen and 20 battery power.
Wow,
It's,
really impressive.
Yeah. And they want to develop a new cockpit as well to enhance performance, and we said it already quite a few times, reduce weight. And here we can clearly see how much the boat moves.
Yeah. So implementing hydrogen into the propulsion system is not an easy thing, because using hydrogen brings many challenges. Hydrogen, so you have three states of hydrogen. You have solid, liquid, and gas, and it's a very light gas, so you need to keep it under very, very high pressure if you want to use it as a gas. And the fuel cell needs a certain temperature to be able to work, for the electrolyte in the middle to guide the electrons in one way into the battery. So it's really a lot of challenge to use hydrogen. It's not easy. It's a very low density energy, so to have the same energy as petrol or gasoline, you need 3 times the space. So it brings many problems, mainly for space and weight on the boat.
And instead of carrying hydrogen that you bring with you, can't you create it on the boat?
Well, you could do electrolysis. So this is one way of separating hydrogen from the water, but it's not easy to do on boat, because it requires loads of equipment. So what they do usually is they do the electrolysis before, they store the hydrogen into bottles, and then they bring it on boats. Maybe boats like the energy observer could use this kind of technology.
Yeah, or larger boats like the one we have behind us. They have room for doing this. It might also be an option. Look at the waves there.
Oh wow.
It's the wave of another boat going out on the sea, as we can see there.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah.
Oh no, it's a shame for them.
Yeah, they will have to do their lap again, I believe, because there were a little bit too many waves, and we should look at them and see what they're gonna do.
So this is again the Gazar
Je refais,
Marine of Monaco team.
les speed records. C'est des infos qui tombent là du marketing et de la communication. Et potentiellement, ils me disent qu'à 14h30, ça pourrait être terminé les qualifications. Donc on fera un mot de fin de qualification pour clôturer le live. Ok? Pour vous? Merci.
And some information we received from race control, thank you for this. From all the boats who passed all the technical qualifications, we have boats 12 and 13 who didn't do a lap yet. So 12 and 13, 13 being
Polyboat of
Polytechnique Nantes, and 12 is Polity H2 Fly. So really, we cross fingers for them that they will be able to do a lap before the end of the session. Do you think the crews also measure what they use as
I don't know
hydrogen
at all.
or
It would be really
yeah,
interesting
it
to
would be interesting to see because it might give them information for the endurance
yeah, of
race
course.
afterwards. Huh?
And for the endurance race, they can't go full speed at the beginning because they would just use all of their energy in the first 5 minutes, specifically for the battery, electrical battery powered boats who only have 10 kilowatts to work. So it's
At
not
the beginning.
at the beginning, yeah. So
Yeah, no, it would be interesting to know, like you know, in other, like in F1 or
Yeah, yeah.
in WRC or whatever, they always calculate what they use as energy so that they can foresee how far they can go. They can ask to reduce if they will speed, if they will not get there. So yeah, it might be interesting to know. We'll go and ask, and we'll give you the answer in the next time. So in the endurance, for instance.
So we're going to come back on the hydrogen. I'm going to talk to you guys about the two kind of use that can be made. So first of all, there is the fuel cell, which creates electrical energy from chemical energy. So you need a hydrogen source. It can be solid, liquid, or gas, which goes into the fuel cell and then fuels an electrical battery that stores this energy before being used by an electrical motor. So it's kind of hard. The big weaknesses of the hydrogen is that depending on the state of the hydrogen, the storage is the biggest challenge, because as I said, it's very light gas. You need to have a high pressure system to keep it confined, and most of all, it's very flammable. We are very looking close to the e-dock where is stored
Yeah.
the hydrogen, because it's very flammable and the flame is invisible, is so very dangerous. Many hazards.
But I think they're working on this for a long time now
Yeah.
to see how much it can stand in the heat, how much pressure it can stand as well. So normally there shouldn't be too much of a problem, and we really hope there will not. But I don't see any boats anymore outside.
Yeah, maybe the teams have stopped, but we still haven't seen the University of Torino from Nantes
Yeah,
racing.
the two are still due to race at a certain moment. So let's hope they don't close the course, huh? Because if everybody goes in. Oh, I see another boat which is towed there.
Yeah.
We can't clearly see, but maybe it's during the maneuverability as well. Because no, because it's an energy boat that is coming back. Yeah?
And one is leaving the dock.
Who is it?
We
Is
can't
it
see
a
for
new
the-
one? Hopefully.
Torino is based in this side of the dock, so maybe it's them. Finally.
Let's hope.
And so the main force strength of the hydrogen is its very large availability, because it's all around us in the water, H2O.
Yeah.
So this is mainly because it's very available that we're trying to use it.
And it's renewable.
And of course it's renewable, because we have all this cycle of water goes in the clouds and coming down. So it's really important to know how to use it, store it. And the biggest challenge is the storage of the hydrogen. And if I'm not mistaken, this year in the Sea Lab class, we have a team using the solid state, solid metal hydrides to store hydrogen. So the concept of solid hydrides is to they are able to store hydrogen at certain temperatures and able to release it at other temperatures, but lower temperatures than for the fuel cell. So it's really interesting because it's safer and it's very lighter. It enables them to have a more compact cockpit, compact boat. So it will be the Heriot-Watt team from Scotland that are maybe doing maneuvers at the moment, or maybe not.
Yeah, and while we're waiting here, we see some aerial views, and on your right-hand side, like a ship which is on a dock. This is the yacht club of Monaco, the new yacht. We still call it the new yacht club of Monaco. You can see how impressive it is, and the architecture is also like a ship, to say what it is meant for. It is a club that was founded in 1953 already by Prince Rainier, and SAS Prince Albert II is leading it since 1984 already, so when he was still a crown prince. It has about 2,500 members and 82 countries, which is quite a lot. And it really holds a distinguished position in the global yachting community. And yeah, it all comes from the vision of Prince Rainier III, but we'll come back to it afterwards because we have Biscaya on the water. So let's hope they go and do some qualifying laps again. There we see them coming out with applause from some supporters on the digue. So will they go? We saw already different techniques. Some do some slow laps to have some heat in the motor to heat it up. Some go immediately full speed. So let's see what they will do here. And here there is no carénage. We can clearly see the pilot. There is nothing. Others really have something that cuts the wind. But here it's more at the end that it's an interesting design. The back is quite interesting.
And we can see a little solar panel
to
supply energy to the battery.
Yeah.
Probably for the endurance race. It's kind of it's really interesting to see the different shapes of the cockpits from every boat.
I just hope that the line there doesn't go in the water, because that would slow them down as well. Yeah. Everything that is not necessary and that is in the water, but it seems to be okay. And there she goes. We see her starting.
Maybe the flag is slowing them down, but they need to represent the country, so it's.
They've put two, huh?
Yeah. This was maybe the issue
and the Spanish one. They're very proud of being from that region in Spain. So going towards the dynamic buoy that was repaired or put again, a new one.
It would be nice, I think, to see the ranking on the live to make a point on.
And you can see again how much work it is to keep it straight. And now the turn. And we go to see Sakti.
I think that they are done with the qualification laps. They are
Probably.
placed 6th for
Which
the
is
moment,
good,
which is pretty good.
So coming back, I believe the boat from Vizcaya. Yes, coming towards the finish. There she is. And we will see how she will take the second turn. The turn to pass the start/finish line again, so that the boat can be clocked and have a new time. Look at this, what a work, huh? You understand that they have to go to the gym, huh? Because they need to be very strong to be able to do this.
Every maneuvers, even holding the steering wheel, seems to be...
Oh, that was strange. Did she pass the line? I'm wondering, because yeah.
Maybe she is passing it now.
Yeah, that would be a pity, yeah? Losing time just at the end, going too far in the turn, and yeah.
She seems very disappointed by what happened.
Yeah, or maybe there is a problem there. She's looking in the boat to see something. 13, going on the water. Yes,
Finally
that's
the
a
poly
good
boat.
news. Come on, boys and girls. I don't know whether
Only
they're
boys,
girls as
only
well.
boys.
Come on, and we really hope seeing you making a lap there. That's good news.
That's really good news.
So only 12 then that is missing.
Yeah,
12.
and it's important to say that it's their first participation, these young lads, and having so much problem for first time, it's really hard to manage. But they did it.
But
They did it wonderfully.
It's good, huh? Because it forges your
Of course.
the way you can do it. And DTU goes on the water again. The Danish, how many laps did they do? They're really Stakhanovists, huh? Of the qualifying laps.
They don't seem satisfied by their 8th place, so they carry on chasing their dream. And the Polytech team is kind of really interesting. I was lucky enough to meet them in Nantes and meet them in their workshop. So it was really nice to see how they work. Maybe they're fixing a propeller on, but which team is it?
We don't know which team.
Oh, it's
is
the
it?
Capgemini. You can see the little Capgemini logo.
They are putting a new. Wow.
Yeah, they're using.
It's live, huh?
Yeah.
And there are the Danish float forward. Quite stable, huh? I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's true that they all try to be a little bit lighter, but maybe if you're a little bit heavier, it's a trade-off again. It can stabilize your boat.
Absolutely.
I envy them to be in the water, I must say. So, who's this?
And what is interesting with Polytech is that it's not their only project based on renewable energies. It has been 10 years that are participating to the EcoShell Marathon. But this time it's not for marine vessels, but more for cars.
Yeah.
And so they are introducing hydrogen into cars, and the goal is in the EcoShell Marathon to do as long distance as possible with only 1 kilowatt-hour.
Yeah.
And they have won the first prize, for the first place for many years until COVID, and still. So it's really impressive. They also have this knowledge in the team, because they have one of the teachers from the school, one of the responsible for the Polyjoule team, helping them on this project.
There they go again. Wow. They never stop. And just about the tracking, it's a little thing that they have in the boat, and that takes the time, like you have in a lot of other sports. But to make sure that we can trust the technology, and also that they don't do any laps for nothing, there is also manual clocking that is taken by the control, the race control.
Ooh. And it's a tough start for the Biscaya team because there were big waves created by the inflatable boat who just passed by.
Comment vous mettez en place? Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait? T'as allumé ton micro?
Bras gauche, bras gauche.
Ouais, c'est bon, c'est module.
Bras
Vous me
gauche,
dites quoi?
Attends, je t'ai coupé. Tu me dis quand t'es prêt. Dis-moi quand t'es prêt. Attention, top interview.
C'est bon? Donc on a fait un premier essai en mer avec un premier type d'hélice. On a maintenant ramené le bateau à quai et on a décidé de changer d'hélice comme vous pouvez voir ici. On est passé sur un autre type afin de diminuer la traînée qu'on pouvait voir en mer. On va essayer d'augmenter les performances du bateau pour avoir une plus grande vitesse sur ce circuit. Et là on fait confiance à notre dimensionnement, à notre ingénieur. Simplement pour gagner cette course.
Super, merci.
Ah, merci.
And we're back with the qualifying laps, still with the Danish team that turns and turns and turns. They really want to make use. Is it to get a better time, or is it to see for the endurance race, to test for the endurance race? Yeah, those are the two options actually.
They have done trials yesterday also, but I think every moment they can spend on the water is better to improve their boat, to know it, because it depends on the team, but not all teams are able to test the boat before arriving in Monaco. So I think they enjoy every time they can spend on the water to improve the boat.
You could also imagine that being in the north of Europe, the weather didn't allow them to do it very, very early in the year, that they had to start a little bit later than countries in the south. So, yeah.
Well, when I met the team of Polytech, who is supposed to be here now, isn't it? We haven't seen them on the
Règle d'avoir cette combinaison.
C'est parti déjà.
But when I met them,
bon?
no.
C'est parti, tu peux recommencer.
Ok, c'est parti. Donc moi je suis pilote pour mon équipe Polyboat Nantes. Là je m'apprête à aller faire la qualification pour le championnat. J'ai la combinaison par feu parce que on a une batterie lithium et en fait c'est dans les règles, toutes les batteries peuvent flamber, donc on est obligé d'avoir cette combinaison. Et puis ma communication pour parler avec mon team liaison à la terre. Et voilà.
Ok, parfait. Merci.
Allez, pas de soucis.
Merci. Filme ça.
So we saw there was an interview, but we don't really know what was said, unfortunately. But it's still Polytech Nantes, and we're
Yes.
still hoping to see them here in the stadium.
Maybe they were explaining what happened to their boat earlier, and but as I said earlier, their project is really young. They only managed to have this boat, to finally design it in March, thanks to SBM Offshore. So yeah, it's not an easy moment for them, but I'm sure they will be able to get on the water before the end of the qualification lap. And even if they are last, they will
Doesn't
still,
matter.
yeah, they will still have opportunities to win
Yeah.
the race. And we still have Uniboat Vizcaya in the water.
And Vanze
Vanze
comes
is back.
back. Vanze is back, but I don't see Norbert on the boat. It's only the pilot. They left Norbert home.
And we see the Uniboat from Vizcaya trying to set a new lap record for their team. D2 float forward didn't manage to have a better time than before. But they are still trying. They're still persevering.
They're really
This is the mindset, to float forward.
Yeah, but they're also very consistent
Yeah.
in their time. And that's maybe also one thing they want to check.
Absolutely.
If they are consistent and how much they are using as power, being that consistent, maybe
yeah.
this is a very intelligent move towards the endurance race. Huh?
And we need to remind everybody that the endurance race has the biggest multiplier for the score in the general classification.
Exactly.
So if you want to give your all on one race, it probably has to be the endurance race.
Yeah.
And maybe D2 Float Forward are checking their settings for this race.
Yeah. Do you think they have different settings for the different type of races?
Yes, I bet.
Yeah.
Because endurance race, you can't use all your energy in the first minutes. You need to use it for 3 hours in a row. Well, whilst in the speed record, you just need to go as fast as possible in the...
And here they go again.
On a un des deux speakers qui veut venir faire un peu des images et des interviews en bas avec les bateaux, on peut.
Yeah, and this time we will have Noé coming down and giving you some interviews with teams. Yeah, and we're still here with the Danish team going on and on and on, and very steady times for this team. And yeah, it's a good test for the endurance race. And I was asking Noé whether he thought there would be different settings in the boats for the different possibilities, and it is. There is a big noise in the marina, probably a boat that will be leaving soon, but can't see anything, and I'm sure that race control is all aware of this. We don't have to look at it. And here we have a French boat, which is number 7. This is, I have to take it back. Vanze that we see at the moment with the Berlin Bear. And again, look how much he has to work on his steering wheel to keep the boat in the best possible position there. And he's also looking at different places there just to see. But looking quite relaxed, the pilot of Vanze. And we still don't see the 2 boats that we're missing, 12 and 13, still not on the water, unfortunately. So 12, Politi has to fly, and 13, Polyboat Nantes. We saw them putting the boat on the water, but I don't see them coming out of the marina there. So, yeah, don't really know what is happening with them. There was an interview. I hope you heard more than we did for this and you have information, but still 28 minutes before the end of the qualification. So still 28 minutes to hope to see them. Oh, I see a little French flag there. It is number 15. Number 15, which is Tameo Ensta. They already did some laps previously. And here we have Hydrovinci as well from a French team. And look, it's a very minimalistic position here. Huh? Some have a lot around them. The pilots here, there is just a seat and a front place. So very minimalistic to try to have an as light as possible boat. And a very high steering wheel, as you can see. The pilot is looking, 13 is out. 13, who we were missing. So Polyboat North is on the water. So we still have to cheer now, because they are on the water, but we still have to cheer for Polito H2 Fly and hope to see them before the end of the qualifying session. He's on the water. I'm trying to see him in real, I would say. I only see him here on the screen. There is water floating a little bit. He's very deep in the water, I would say. Hydrovinci going for it. Look how the boat goes out of the water there. So Noe explained us that it might not be good, but there is a good trade-off to find between completely in the water. The more you are in the water, also the more you have a heavy thing and you don't go that quickly. There they are. They're turning the first buoy, Polyboat North. They're turning the first buoy. A few more and they will have their qualifying lap. So, yeah, looking good for them. Hydrovinci just finished a lap again. Oh, there is a lot of water coming out of the engine there, and big waves behind. So, yeah, I don't know whether this is normal, the water floating out there, but still going, and that's what is important. The pilot seems confident. We will shortly see him passing the finish line. And yeah, so our hopes are now with the boat from Polito H2 Fly. Also very nice name, and most of those teams and boats have very good names. Pilot looking a little bit everywhere, but yeah, coming towards the finish, we can see the big structure, the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge structure, and reducing gas, it seems, there with his right hand. And there he is. A first turn is done. He can start. Yep. Now it's the real qualifying lap that has to happen. Ooh, he stopped. Ooh, he turns. What is this? Not going straight. Or maybe I missed one.
Il n'y a pas de poubelle là-haut, on va essayer de te faire monter une poubelle.
So Polyboat Nantes still on your screen, and 23 minutes before the end of the qualifying laps. He's coming back into the harbor, into the marina. I will check whether they have a time. I don't really see a time here for the moment for Polyboat Nantes. So I hope they listened carefully to the briefing this morning, which explained that you first have to go out, do a nearly full lap, but not completely. But then only, oh yes, there they are, Polyboat, they have a time. So all good for them. I guess they must be happy to see this, to have it, and to be on the water. And here we are with Hydrogats, Capgemini, Monaco Marine. And you can see the power in one hand, the steering wheel in the other hand. So, and you could see also the security button there at the right. So an important security feature that all boats have to have on board. And race control is doing everything. Here they're moving already some of the things because they will have to do the speed record in a while. So we will move to another configuration, and yeah, it will be in 50 minutes, so 30 minutes after the end of the qualifying laps, there will be the speed record. And here we are with Tameo and Sta. They really want to put down a better time because it wasn't satisfactory for them at the moment, I guess. So they're going back and trying again to set down a very good time. As we said earlier, it is really important for the championship race, because then they will have the position to enter into the table of the championship race. Because if you finish at the end of it, then you have to do all the rounds to go to the final. If you are in the first ones here in the trials, then you will have less rounds to go into. So yeah, and it's a head-to-head race. So every time you lose, you're out actually. So very important for that.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, we're still here with the team number 15, Yacht, Motor Club de France. Still trying to improve. Oh, looking at the side, is there anything on the boat? Looking a little bit worried, but no, because they continue. So should be okay. And another lap. Oh, still looking and coming in. Coming in into the marina probably. And there we are with Polyboat Nantes. Both teams are looking, ooh, they seem to be stuck there. Yeah, we have the drone just above them as well, above the boat, but it seems to be blocked now, not moving anymore. So shall we see once again the little red flag? Yeah, he's pushing on the motor, trying to have it. The the security stop that is pushed in. And there are two security stops, as you can see, one at the front and one on the motor itself. And yeah, not a lot of movement there anymore. So can't see exactly where they are, but I guess there will be a rescues looking at the looking at the drone, looking at everything. But while we try to find out what's happening with them, we have an interview on the Quai Louis II with Noé.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad to be down there on the dock with the Sea Shacter team, and I'm just going to ask you quick questions. Basically, what did you think of your performance? Are you happy with what you did?
So hello, thank you so much for asking. And about the performance of today, to be honest, we are very happy with the results. We got a top time of 1.6 seconds, which is something which we really appreciate about, and we are looking forward for the speed record, and we think we'll do great. Thank you.
And did you have any problems? We didn't see you maybe get towed by the safety boat, or did something happen? Everything went perfectly fine?
And about the safety, I don't think so we faced any major issues. We just had the minor corrections, but we didn't have any towing and all. And it was perfectly fine. The boat cooperated very well with us.
All right. And for the future, are you focusing on endurance race, speed race, or what are your main goals for the challenge?
As all the three are our main goals, but I would say our main concentration is on the endurance race.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck.
Thank you. Merci.
And we are back there with the team from Nantes. And we see the towing boat coming towards them. So, but it's good, huh? They did a qualifying lap, so no problem for them. So we're still hoping, we cross fingers for the Polito H2 Fly, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the only one who didn't do a qualifying lap at the moment. Yeah, let's hope, and looking forward to seeing them on the water. And in the meanwhile, Wanze is going again. But we stay here with a boat from Polyboat Nantes. I believe he's still hoping to come back by his own means, because he's doing certain things on the motor there. We can't see exactly what, but still trying hard to move the boat on its own way. And we see Wanze just passing. So what's gonna happen there? 15 minutes to go for the qualifying laps. 15 last minute to put down a best time, a better time, or just a time. So what's gonna happen in the last 15 minutes is still a question. A lot of boats already came back and they're on the Quai Louis II. They won't do it at the moment. They won't come out anymore at the moment. And yeah, we will be waiting only for those few boats who are still out there or want to go out there. In the meanwhile, we also have the maneuverability trials that are going on in the marina. And those are for the open sea and sea lap classes. And yeah, afterwards at 3:30, we will have the speed record for energy and for the open sea and the sea lap classes. Speed record, we will at that time explain you what it is. Very good shot of Wanze passing a second time, going again for another lap there. And while we see them turning and turning and turning, we see a French boat coming out again. We go back live to the Quai Louis II.
third best time for the moment. So what did you think of your own performance?
We're happy with the performance. You can always do better, but with everything that happened, we are satisfied with the result.
All right. And basically, what happened? Will you be able to come back on the race?
Yes, we will. They are preparing the new hulls for our team. The front carbon pipe broke, so when we hit the buoy, our pilot was turning around it. He passed it, and the wave of the press boat pushed him in the buoy, so he couldn't do anything. And then it was stuck. We couldn't unstuck it, and it was better to call it off and come back to the paddock.
And will you be able to do the speed record afterwards, or?
Yes, we are waiting for the new hulls. They should be finished in a few minutes, so we will assemble it all, call the technical committee to see if everything is okay, and we'll go in water.
All right, great. Well, I hope we see you soon on the water back. Thank you very much.
And we're back at the last 13 minutes of qualifying laps at the moment with Vanze. Again, you see a lot of solar panels there and waving to us. That's really nice. Hi, Vanze. But where is Norbert? The octopus, the mascot, is not with you, but it seems to go perfectly well anyway. And a very big smile. And I can imagine that's such an achievement to be out there, to be able to race here, to do these qualifying laps. It's so nice. They've been working so hard for so many long months and for some so many long years to be able to perform here at the Monaco Energy Boat class. And yeah, it's also a big opportunity for them to be seen, so it's important. And Hydron is here on the water with their very, how can I say this, innovative way of doing the cockpit. It looks a little bit like les anciens Gaulois, I find. Very French design from Asterix or something like that. But being seen here is sure, because there are more than 3 million people reached through the social networks. Last year, there were 4,500 impressions. So it is the number of times content is displayed on a person's screen. There are hours and hours of live, there are Instagram Reels, Instagram Shorts, name it, they do it. And this is also so important for the young engineers and for the careers of engineers. And there I will be a little bit provocative maybe, but it would be good to have more women engineers as well to do this, and it would be brilliant if we saw more of women engineers in the next editions of the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. But we go back to the quay. So we still.
Ouais, mais après tu vois, il y a comment ça s'appelle. T'as le Qatar. Le Qatar, ça pourrait être cool aussi. On est. Ah, ok. Moi, ça m'arrange, je comprends pas. On va bien sécher le bateau.
Unfortunately, no interview, but we're back on the water with boat number 8. And boat number 8, we saw already doing quite a few laps, having a small problem, but then coming back. It is Uniboat Biscaya. Uniboat Biscaya trying to have a better lap time again. There are not even 10 minutes left. Less than 10 minutes. Come on, Polito, H2 Fly. Try to put your boat on the water. We would love to see you doing your qualifying laps here. And here we're back with Hydron. I would call them les Gaulois, because I find that it's quite a good description of the design of their boat. But again, design is important, but you always, in these type of races, have to do a trade-off between speed, between weight, between different components, how your boat will be on the water, how it will be able to take the waves. Here we're lucky there are not that many waves, but imagine if there were waves of 50 or 50 centimeters or even a meter. We've seen even more and larger waves here at the shores of Monaco. It would be really different. And yeah, speaking of Monaco, they have one tradition. They have a lot of traditions, but there is also one which is, and never change, it's always to look back at the future, always look back at the future. And this is what these young engineers are doing, and we're gonna hear it from an interview.
C'est bon? So hello everyone, this time I'm with the Hydrogad's Capgemini Monaco Marine team. I'm with the pilot, so we're just going to ask him what did he feel about the performance of the boat. So how was it?
It was pretty cool. During the first run the boat was incredible, like good average speed, good maneuverability, so the boat handled very well, so we are very happy with that because it was like a big question with the team. We don't know how it will react with this kind of floatability. But unfortunately, we try another propeller because we have some of them, and we got a big issue of overheating, like I think everyone here. So we try to find solution for the next days.
All right. And the propeller that caused problem was the toroidal propeller, or it was another one?
No, it was like more classic one, but with a shape which is pretty aggressive. So we try it and we lost. So that's part of the game. Yeah. So now we know that it's demand a lot on the motor and we can't use it for a long distance.
So you're going to adapt your strategy for the endurance race and the speed record later on, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Yeah, we're back for the last 6 minutes now of the qualifying laps with the team from Biscaya. We see them again in a boat doing some. We saw a little bit earlier that he seemed a little bit disappointed, and the finish of the lap was a little bit weird, but now it's practice and you have to practice. We heard from the pilot of Croatia that it is important to know the sea as well, because you have to know how the sea reacts, how the waves will be, how the wind can impact, and each sea is different. So here, doing a lot of laps will help you understand how to do it on the Sea of Monaco. So this is important. It is also important to test the resistance of the boat, see for the endurance race. So yeah, very concentrated pilot there, as you can see. And we saw also different types of cockpits. Some have the power button or the power stick close to the steering wheel so that they don't have to lose the steering wheel too much. Others have it a little bit further. They have to do movements, but every movement you do will also break a little bit the balance of your boat. So all of those things come into place when you are racing here, when you are trying. It's all kind of things they have to think of when designing the boat, and they can test here. We see that the boat here from Uniboat is quite flat on the water and a good finish. And I guess they will now go in because it's only not even minutes left for the qualifying laps in this 12th Monaco Energy Boat Challenge. But we still have our Gaulois, the number 7, Hydro Vinci, who is doing a lap. Maybe he'll have time to do another one. Let's see what's gonna happen when he comes back here. But while he does this, I think it's already a moment to congratulate all the teams for what they have been performing, because it is something to be able to put all this together with all the different needs that you have. You have energy, you have design, you have media, you have marketing, you have name it, they have to do it. So it's really important for them, and to see that they do well here. I guess they will be already very happy that you have completed this one, and we will look forward to see them again in action tomorrow for the next races. And tomorrow the Energy will do their endurance race from 10 to 2. So it is it will be important to see this. But it's not because the Energy class is not on the water anymore that nothing happens here, because you will have you can still see there is in the marina there are the maneuverability trials until 4, and then from 3:30 onwards for 1.5 hours we'll have the speed record. And Politi H2Fly is on the water last 3 minutes, and they are on the water, which would mean that all the boats that went through the technical checks are doing their qualifying lap. This is brilliant. This makes my day, really. So let's look at them and hope that they can do their lap. And so I come back to what's still on on today. So speed record in a little bit more than half an hour for 1.5 hours. There will be AI taxi in the marina as well. So the brand new class that started this year, bringing the Monaco Energy Boat Challenge into a new era with autonomous artificial intelligence and fully autonomous ships will do the taxi. And we will come back to you with the speed records in a moment, but I'm really wondering what they're doing there. I don't know whether he did a lap or not. We didn't see it. Maybe we can check on the tracker whether they did a lap, and we'll see. He looks quite disappointed, so I'm a little bit afraid for them. Yeah, he's steering. We'll have to see with race control whether he will be still allowed to do this. It might take some time though, because he's going full speed now. But normally he still has to do 1 lap before coming back and doing the quali lap. So it might be, it goes, it stops, it goes, it stops. We see that the motor is not really working. And a red flag. Oh, I feel so sorry. He's quite energetic with the red flag, and I feel so sorry for them. But hopefully we will see them in the other races later in the week, because we still have 2 days to go. 2 days where they will have other opportunities to show what they all realized in these months of training and creation. So I guess we will stop for a while, but we have here the ranking with Adria, who is the first here. Cambridge in the 2nd place, Capgemini Monaco Marine in the 3rd one, DTU, the Stakhanovist of qualifying laps in the 4th position, Elettra Unice in the 5th one, and you can see all the rest on your screen. So thank you for listening to us, and we'll come back in 20-25 minutes for the next live for the speed record.
It's hard to breathe whenever there's a memory. It's been so long, yeah, it still feels wrong, yeah. Something's been off since the day you left. Trying to stay strong, but now that you're gone, I'm not the same girl that you first met. It's been so long, yeah, it still feels wrong, yeah. Trying to stay strong, but now that you're gone, it's been so long, yeah, it still feels wrong, yeah. Trying to stay strong, but now that you're gone. How do you sleep when you're not next to me? It's hard to breathe whenever there's a memory. It's been so long, yeah, it still feels wrong, yeah. Something's been off since the day you left. Trying to stay strong, but now that you're gone, I'm not the same girl that you first met. I'm not the same girl that you first met. First met. It's been so long.